What I am telling you is forbidden. This is why my head is mounted on a silver platter, because I'm not supposed to be talking to you about this stuff. White Christians say, oh, 666, the work of the devil. And there's a reason why they say that is because Christianity is a pulpit of propaganda for Freemasonry. But the thing is, 666 is the beast. But the question was, and the question that nobody ever bothered to ask was, who the hell is the beast? The beast is the man. You, me, the next door neighbor. And the beast is the slave, henceforth the consumer slave. There are two kinds of people in the world. You need to decide what side of the playing field you're on. And those two kinds of people are consumer slave or master investor. All right, this relates to the symbolism here. 777 in between represents transcendence, the trials of life. That path that you go on to stop thinking like a consumer slave and move into the mentality of a master investor, which of course leads you to 888, infinity, godhood. Is what the number 8 represents, infinity in the first place. It is the symbol for infinity. It is a state of completion, and that's why I use the term master investor, because once you get out of the rut of thinking like a consumer slave or being in the rat race, you start thinking like a master investor, you get on the fast track, and that fast track could be anything.
That's why they removed all of the bells, because if anybody ever got sick, they would sit them inside a bell. And when they would then ring that bell, the frequency and vibration would then heal that person inside it. Just like linen sheets and copper bottles, everything is linked to frequency. And that's why the hospitals had the larger bells on, because patients needed to be healed through the frequency. And the larger the bell, the more frequency and vibration emitted. And that's exactly why all of the larger bells have cracks in, because then the bell's resonation is negatively affected and the frequency becomes negative. And so if you then think of the large bells we had, if they were to then hit that bell and resonate it over a town, everybody would instantaneously heal. Because we know that sound frequency heals. And if you think the human body is made up of 70% water, any vibrations and sound frequency will then restructure all of your cells and heal you. And what's interesting is a lot of these bells were also made with copper, which is also interesting because that would then amplify that frequency further. But then the elites, like the Rockefellers, figured this out and then removed it, because if everyone has a high frequency, nobody will then be sick and therefore dependent on their system, which will then not bring them any profit whatsoever. So standing by bells is very powerful.
When I see all these skies from the old world, when they're not whited out, filled up with airships, it's almost like looking at a different world, like a parallel past of ours, kind of like that Doctor Who episode, where they entered a parallel dimension of London, saw what the modern day would look like with airships, amongst other things.
What the hell?
It's beautiful.
Okay, so it's London with a big international Zeppelin festival.
This is not your world.
But if the date is the same...
This is not your world. And some truth resonates in that line. Perhaps there's more to these resets than just a timeline thing. Perhaps these Mandela effects, these mud floods, these obvious signs of resets, these obvious signs of people remembering things completely different. Perhaps in a way they're all linked. And what we're having is a bleed through of realities, a bleed through of dimensions. That's why in this timeline we have a past that misaligns so differently from our current time. Inventions and capabilities and flying machines that seem far different than what we've been taught in school. The thing is, nobody, myself included, knows all the answers. We can only identify the problems, the tampering of our past, the tampering of our time, and put the pieces together from there. We may not find all the answers, but like life, the journey is far grander than the destination sometimes. Question everything, friends. Until next time.
Why don't we see any land when we're looking down at the ocean from the space station?
Well, because you're over top of ocean.
Okay, well, don't you think they could be fooling us with this picture?
Okay, I give you this.
Wait, watch the picture. Watch the picture.
I know
Watch
that they've
picture.
airbrushed some stuff.
It's not
up.
airbrushed. This is us in our front yard and a solar panel, and we tricked you, showing you how easy. We have zero budget. They have $65 million a day, and I tricked you. What about this? NASA says, these are new planets. Okay. Would you believe? Why would you believe that?
Why wouldn't you?
Because they're frying pans. They're the bottom of frying pans. Again, zero budget. Zero budget. Here are 4 moons. And before the hand picks up the moon, tell me, is it sphere or not a sphere? Is that a sphere? Quick.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, it
I
looks
guess
like a sphere, but it's actually a half a cup. How about this one? Is this one a sphere?
You're showing us half a sphere then on all of them.
It looks like a sphere, but it's not either. It's flat. What I'm saying is, first, even if they were all spheres, it doesn't dictate the shape of the Earth. I've been lying to you this entire time. I'm on the space station. Okay? Prove me wrong. I'm on the space station.
And I'm in Hollywood right now too.
Yeah,
so
but that's a painting. That's not even a real picture.
You're floating, Dave.
Look here. The Earth is a globe. Here's the proof. I got this cartoon over here. Right? Here's this